Okay, so you're gonna get into a laying down posture. You could do this on your bed. You could do this on the floor. I'm on the floor. And you're gonna take your object. Now this object could be a cell phone. It could be, in fact, cell phone's a really good one. It could be a book. It could be a stuffed animal. It could be anything you just have kind of laying around that you can put on your belly, okay? We're gonna start off with a breathing exercise, and we're just going to breathe with the object, and you're going to breathe and just kind of like notice the object going up and down as you breathe. That's it. It's not hard, okay? So go ahead and put your legs straight out in front of you. Your arms can either be on the object or down to the side. And let's do 3 deep breaths together. And I want you to just notice the rise and fall of the object. If the object is not moving, it means you're not breathing deeply enough. We're gonna get that diaphragm engaged, okay? So breathe with me, nice deep breaths, the 3 deepest breaths you've taken so far today. Go ahead and inhale. Filling up your stomach like a balloon, and exhale. And that's 1. Let's do that again. Breath number 2, breathing in. Sending air all the way down, hold, and release. One more time, breathing in. Making sure that object's moving, and out. Excellent. Stay where you are. You can set that object to the side. I needed to get my little Post-it so I can make sure I know what I'm doing. You're staying reclined. You're staying laying down. I want you to go ahead and put your right leg up in the air. What we're going to do is we're just going to hold it. You can kind of brace it with your hands. This is really good middle of the week stretching stuff. It's really good because we're probably stressed. We're probably, got tension living in our bodies. This is a good way to kind of release that. Just kind of gently pull back on that leg, and you can point your toe. What I want you to do is just go ahead and write with your big toe in the air the name of someone special to you. Spelling doesn't matter. This is not school. Awesome. After you've written that person's name in the air, go ahead and turn some circles. You should be turning your foot like this. You can flex your foot. You can point your toe. Just whatever kind of movement feels good to your foot today. Awesome. Float that leg on down, and we're going to bring the other leg up. Same thing, kind of gently pull back on it. Doing a little stretchy stretch. Kind of pointing the toe. I want you to draw an emoji in the air as best you can with that big toe. Again, this is not art class, so I don't care. Just draw an emoji of how you feel right now. Just go ahead and think of one and then draw in the air of how you feel. You draw a little circle for the face, maybe draw the eyes, and however you're feeling right now. Perfect. Go ahead and float that leg down. Bring your knees to your chest, and let's just hug them for a second. We're going to maybe give your back a massage by rocking side to side. You can bring your knees out a little bit and massage your low back, or you can bring them back up a bit and massage your upper back. Awesome. So we're rocking side to side. We're about to shift to rocking back and forth, okay? So along your spine. Call this the rock and roll. So you're going to do a little bit of this. Do this a few times. It's like a little spinal massage. And after about 2 more of these, you're going to come up to your hips and you're going to balance like this. This is called boat pose. So imagine you're a little boat on the ocean and you've got to stay afloat. So don't sink or capsize. Stay afloat. And just hold that for a second. Now, after a while, you're going to start to feel that in your abs. This is a good ab workout, actually. We're going to do this. If you want to do the advanced level, you stick your legs out like this. I cannot do that for very long, so I'm going to hold it like that. Awesome. Go ahead and bring your legs down. This next portion we're going to do sitting upright. So you're going to stick your feet out, like so, with your toes flexed. We're about to bend this way. Now, a common mistake people make is they kind of just go, I can't do it. I want you to imagine that you're like a hinge joint and you're gonna fold from your hips. It's not gonna improve it that much, but it will give you a little more distance. This one is especially tough for me. I have super tight hamstrings, so I cannot go very far. But I will tell you a little bit about our muscles. When you go into a pose or a warm up or stretch, the first thing our muscles do is they tighten up because they're like, oh no, I don't want to get hurt. So they go rigid. After sitting in the pose for a second, you'll notice your muscles start to kind of loosen, and then you can go deeper into it. So that protective mode is going to make that feel really, really tight. After we sit for a second, you might be able to get another inch or so down. So we're going to do that together. Toes are pointed. Go ahead and make your back nice and straight. Bring the hands up and hinge from the hips. You can put your hands on your shin. You can hook them around your toe. You can grab your feet. But whatever feels right to you, it should feel like a decent stretch without being too painful. So go ahead and just sit in that stretch for a moment. Notice if you're holding tension in your face. If you've got tension in your jaw, go ahead and release that. And if you can go a little deeper into the stretch now, I invite you to do so. Again, always listening to your body. And bending just a little more if you can. Slowly roll back up. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me better. The next we're going to do is the butterfly pose. So you guys have probably seen this often in people warming up, but you put your palms of your feet together, the soles of your feet, palms, really, like their little hands. That's cute. The soles of your feet are going to be together, and you can set them way in or way out. That's going to affect how deep the stretch is. And you're going to grab them. We're not going to bounce the legs, but we are going to sit into the pose. Keep your legs as flat as you can. If you can only go this far, that's okay. After you've made your legs pretty flat, then you lean into the stretch. You should feel this in your inner thigh muscles. For a lot of us, those are especially rigid, especially tight. Just hold that for a moment. While we do that, the funny thing about our mind and our bodies is that they are really connected. We like to think that we are all up here and we just have our body. And in some ways that's true, but in the other way, what's going on in your brain can move its way to your body. So if you're dealing with a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety or anger or frustration, that can live in your body in the form of tight muscles, in the form of tension. It can even make you sick if you stay too stressed for too long. So that's why it's important to do yoga, to do mindfulness, because then we move that tension out of our bodies. It makes us a lot healthier. When we stay stressed, we do really negative things to our heart as well, because it beats really fast when we get really fired up or if we get really scared. And that's not very good. So when we learn how to calm our bodies through our breathing, how to give that energy someplace to go through stretching, then we're able to improve our mental health, but also our physical health as well. So coming out of this, go ahead and sit in easy seat. That can be cross-legged or one leg on top. And you're going to just bring your arms up like you're grabbing a giant beach ball and then lean to the side. Breathing into this side where you're opening up. Bring yourself back to center and leaning to the other side. Bring yourself back, floating those hands down. Now this next one is a little tricky, but it feels really good to your back. We're just taking care of our backs today. Your back holds a lot of stress. We're just gonna let go of that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take both feet like this. Take this leg, which I think for you, if you're seeing me correctly, this is, I don't know if you see me mirrored or not, but just listen to what I say. Take your left leg and put your left foot down like so, where it's back towards your right thigh. Take your right foot and place it on the outside of that left leg. You can now bring this one out a little bit, okay? So you see what I'm doing? I've got this leg laid down like it's gonna be cross-legged. I've put this one on the outside of my right knee, okay? Now, take your right arm and put it against your right leg. The left arm is going to put itself back here, and you're gonna end up twisting, looking over that left shoulder. I'll turn myself so you can see better what I'm doing. If you have a question, feel free to drop it in the chat, but you're just gonna hold that looking over your left shoulder for just a second. You can place your hand on your low back, or you can place it on the ground. If you can't twist very far, that's okay. Keep holding it. I'm just making sure there aren't any questions. Okay, great. Awesome. Slowly unwind and bring yourself back to center. Same thing, other side. We always balance it out. So you're going to take your right leg now and lay it on the ground like you're about to sit cross-legged, but you're not going to. You're going to take your left leg and put it outside your right knee. So you're kind of looking like this. It's a mermaid pose, because imagine just like you're an elegant mermaid or merman, as I have today, sitting on a rock, basking in the sun. You're probably likely stop describing me as a mermaid. Left hand against your left arm against your left leg. Your right hand can be against your low back, and I'll show you it kind of being like this here, or it can be back there like so. And slowly turning to look over your right shoulder, and let's just hold that for a moment. Try to see if you can deepen the stretch, lifting up your heart space. Don't collapse your back. Broaden the shoulders. That might mean you can't twist as far, and that's okay. We want to make sure we're doing the pose properly. It's going to protect us from injury. And unwinding. Great job. We're going to return back to a laying position. So go ahead and find your way back to your back. Rolling down slowly. Let's hug those knees again. Little exercise. I want you to put your hands on your knees like you're gonna drive some sort of weird machinery, okay? I want you to breathe in and bring them in. You're pulling them near you, and when you breathe out, you're gonna push them away. Let's do that again. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in, bringing it towards you. Breathing out, pushing it away. Breathing in, bringing it towards you. Breathing out, pushing it away. If you're like me, keep doing that on your own, and you've got low back issues, this is going to feel really interesting. It feels good, but it also definitely, my back is talking to me right now. But that's okay, because it's good to get in touch with our backs and with our bodies, because that can help us learn how to help it, how to assist it, and maybe when to say no to something that could hurt us. One more round of this, breathing in and out. Excellent. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to drop your knees to the right side. Scoot your hips 2 inches to the left. Shoulders should be flat on the ground. You can stretch your arms out straight, or you can do what I call cactus arms. They look like this. And then laying on the ground. Let's just be here for a moment. Check in with your breath. Remember how we put an object on our bellies. There's no object now, but we want to invite the same deep, slow breaths. Drawing your knees in and scooting your hips back to the center. Same thing, other side. You're gonna hug those knees in and then drop your knees to the left. You're gonna stack one on top of the other. Scoot your hips a little bit to the right, and then you can do straight arms or cactus arms. If it serves you, you can turn your head to face right so that you're in a full spinal twist. Legs pointed to the left, head pointed to the right. This is really good for our backs and our nervous system. It gets it all talking to each other again. We like it when the traffic flows good. That's what's happening here. Nice, deep, slow breaths. Awesome. Bring your knees back to center. Bring your hips back to center. Hug those knees on in and push your legs out straight. You're gonna let your feet fall away from each other. Hands are down to your side or on your belly. Again, if you're like me and you've got some low back stuff going on, you can put your heels or your soles of your feet on the ground. That'll help protect that low back. But if it feels right, you can stretch your legs out straight and drop your feet away from you. So go ahead and take a moment to find that position. Feel the ground supporting you. We're going to do a very quick kind of mental check-in. I don't even want to call it a meditation because it's so brief and so simple. It sounds kind of like you're making it a big thing when you call it meditation, but it's exactly what we're doing. I want you to imagine feelings-wise what's going on inside you right now and see if you can assign weather to what's going on inside you right now. So think about what you're feeling and imagine your feelings as weather. You might say, I feel sunny inside, or today I'm feeling like a thunderstorm, or today I'm feeling like a slow and steady rain. But just think about what weather you would assign to your feelings right now. And when you're ready, you can roll over to the right side. And slowly come up to a seated position. If your eyes were closed, I invite you to open them. And whatever weather is going on inside you today, I hope that peeking through the clouds is a little bit of sunshine. at the very least, I want to commend you, which means give you some props for showing up, because showing up for yourself is powerful and big, and it's the first step towards having a really good day. It's just to show up. So that's like half the battle. So good for you for showing up today for yourself. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day.